Welcome back everyone to another edition of Figures from the Attic. Today we're back with a retro and modern figure review and comparison. Something a little bit different, starting a new series on the channel here today. We're going to do Mattel versus Jakks. I'm going to get a figure in my collection from my old childhood from Jakks. Here specifically today we have Jakks Scott Steiner. And I'm going to compare and see how it kind of stacks up against the more modern Mattel version of Scott Steiner. I thought it'd be neat to kind of compare these side by side. It's also very fitting that they're both wearing basically the exact same gear. So you do get a true apples to apples comparison on these two guys. Which one's better? Which one has the pros, the cons? Where do they excel in each category? We'll see. I want to look at overall look and aesthetic. I want to look at the articulation, obviously. I want to look at the resemblance in the head sculpts and the gear, the accuracy. So let's just dive right in. So as you can see here, they're both very good Scott Steiner head sculpts. They both look very, very much like the character that they're representing. They have almost identical hair, as you can see, kind of just like frilly and shaggy a little bit on top, a little more clean cut maybe in the back. It looks like maybe Jakks has it a little bit longer in the back. His is a little more clean cut. But of course, they both do have the same goatee, the same stare, although he looks a little worried. As you can see, the Jakks version of Scott Steiner, he has kind of like these eyebrows like this, where he's a little nervous, and he looks a little more sure of himself, like he's about to whoop your you-know-what. But both very good. I would give the edge in head sculpt to Mattel, so I would say Mattel gets a point on the head sculpt. Body-wise, I've always liked how this Scott Steiner from Jakks looked in the Jakks body molds. As you know, the Jakks body molds were very big, very cartoony, very kind of over-exaggerated. It didn't work on some guys, like for example, Rey Mysterio, but it works very well with Scott Steiner. I mean, his arms are massive. He's got those huge veins, vascularity, you name it. He's got the traps, the chest, the abs. He just looks hulking, and it works very well for this Jakks figure. The Scott Steiner from Mattel, he looks maybe a little bit more proportional. The arms are massive, so they nailed the arms. The biceps, of course. He's off in his own right. He is very jacked. In general, the Jakks figure is bigger than the Mattel figures. I feel like they're like a little thicker. So I think they're both pretty much to scale. I would give body mold wise, I would give both a point. I would say they're both even on the body molds. They both really represent Scott Steiner well. The tights, let's see, with the Mattel one, with the Jakks one, you have red and just kind of silver decorations here on the sides. You get the S for Superman. You get another S in this little side piece, kind of tribal looking design on his legs. And in the back, you get Freakzilla. But it's only silver, no other accents on it. Whereas with the Mattel, you have silver and black. You do get the same S. There's just a black circle there for some reason. No S inside. Maybe they thought it was too close to the Superman S and they didn't want to risk copyright infringement. So maybe that's why they left it just a black circle. So that looks a little weird. And the back you see Freakzilla outlined in black. So very similar. The only difference would be that the Mattel version has the black outlines. I want to say that between his run in WWE, Scott Steiner did wear both of these with just the silver and black. So I would say they're both accurate. The bummer with the Mattel one, of course, is the missing S in that circle. It just looks kind of out of place. Just a black circle. It doesn't really add anything to the figure. It actually kind of detracts from it. I would have preferred if they just had this red and just have this design right here, because that looks great. I think that would have looked better. As is, this does look a little bit weird. So I'm going to give the edge to Jakks on the attire. I think it looks much nicer, much more complete. And then the boots, just basic black boots. Not much to talk about there. Articulation, of course, Mattel gets the edge. Mattel's going to get the edge in articulation in all of these. They are 20 years more modern. So, of course, they have the torso cut. They have the double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, the thigh cut. So Mattel's going to get the articulation nod in every case. But overall, taking my bias out of it, because of course I have a soft spot for this Scott Steiner from Jakks. I've had this for over 20 years now. Just looking at both, I would say the better Scott Steiner, I would say it's going to be Jakks. I say Jakks has the better Scott Steiner of the two. And I think maybe it's the legs. Like his legs look nice and they proportionate to his body. He wasn't a skip leg day guy. He definitely worked his upper body and his lower body. So the Jakks figure kind of represents that. In Mattel, of course, he has the large upper body, but he has kind of these puny little chicken legs. So that looks a little bit odd. The black circles on the side does take away from it for me. It's kind of an eyesore. So I would give the edge to Jakks. So in my opinion, Jakks has the better Scott Steiner. You let me know in the comments what you think. As always, I appreciate you watching and stay tuned for more.